because of my spiritual base. Like, I grew up Christian, so I grew up believing in God and believing that God does all things purposefully. I think that actually helped me with having sickle cell and trying to understand, like, well, why is it that I have this disease? Why do I have to deal with this? First being angry about it, but then like really thinking like, well, everything happens for a reason. So why is it that I have sickle cell? And some conclusions I came to, especially more recently, is that I have sickle cell because I'm a really overactive person, and I can be in my head too much. So I have sickle cell so I can pay attention and remember that I have a body. I have sickle cell because I grew up with parents who taught me to advocate for myself, despite, would have taught me to advocate for myself whether or not I had sickle cell. So I have it so I can be a voice to not a lot of people know about it. I have SC instead of SS, and I haven't had a stroke, or I haven't had those complications because I need to be able to go out in the world and be in the places and in the positions that I need to be in, and talk to other people and inform people about sickle cell, like, so people coming after me don't have to deal with everything that I deal with. So I have sickle cell because I have a loud mouth to talk about it. So
Sudi Manning, old friend of mine I've known most of my life, she talked about that there was probably a purpose, a reason why we had a child with sickle cell disease. And I don't know if she was saying that because of me being a nurse or who I was as a person or what, but I found that really interesting that there were other mothers in the group of families that we went to those educational meetings with that were also nurses. So there's a reason for everything. And part of that too is having her as a friend, because she ended up being the director of chronic diseases at the state health department. And she brought to the state health department the knowledge of sickle cell and the importance of making sure that this information got out, making sure that people paid attention to it, and that children and adults were treated properly. So there was a reason for all of those things. And you think about what happened at the State Department of Health is that they came out with the guidelines for treating those with sickle cell when they showed up at an emergency room for children and adults. Dr. Stephen Nelson and Dr. Ranieri came up with those, but Sudi had a lot to do with that. So there was a purpose and a reason for that. And you don't know about it at the time, when you're a new mom, but when you look back and you go, oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Now it seems like you're handling that better.
Yeah, I don't want to go back to the hospital. So I figured out different ways to eat differently to handle it now.
What would you say to encourage younger people with sickle cell?
I would say, like, you can't be afraid to talk about it, which is something I still got to tell myself sometimes. Like, you can't be afraid to tell somebody, like, you have the right to your body. You have the right for people to respect you and your body the way that it is, and that you shouldn't have to adjust. Like, because if you're sick, you're sick, and you got to take care of yourself. I would say, like, don't reframe it, like, because it's always framed, or it can usually be framed as a disability, like, instead of a different type of body type, like a different ability. So, like, you got to do what you got to do to take care of yourself. You got to drink that extra cup or 2 or 3 of water. You got to take another 30 minutes to rest. You got to stay out of the sun sometimes, even though it feels good because you're cold. You have to take care of yourself, because otherwise you're going to end up in the hospital. And that's even more time away from doing the activities and being with the people that you love and doing the things that you love. So and that is okay, and that there's nothing wrong with you. besides the fact that your body, it's different and you have this mutation, but we're all mutated like in some different ways. So it's okay. That's what I would tell myself. Like, it's okay. It's nobody's telling you that you're less than, or that you're weaker, or that you're whatever. Like, it's just that you need to take care of yourself. And for you, taking care of yourself looks like this. And everybody needs to take care of themselves. There's nothing wrong with you.